What's good, y'all? It's your boy Lazarus, back at it again with another video. And today we have another interesting video on a man getting on another fellow dating coach out here trying to put brothers on game, you feel me? We got a man trying to grill this dude and tell him how he's doing wrong to us men. And we're gonna get into it. It's a two-part video series, so I'm gonna have to go back into my history and watch and click the other one, but we're gonna watch the first part real quick. Let's get into it.
This is the reason you guys don't have families. This is the reason. You want a housewife without being a husband. You're leading men down a dangerous, dangerous path. You want a good wife? You want a good wife, a lover? You get a job. You do your job as a man. How dare you say that a woman should do her job and prioritize her wants to worship you when you don't do a thing? If you don't provide for that woman, she don't owe you a thing, dude. That's why good women don't with you. That's why you have a problem dating, because good women know you're not a good man. You're a man. All you do is want to come and a come reciprocal. You're not teaching young men how to, be fathers, how to be leaders. You're a continuation of the problem we have. You're the reason kids don't have fathers, while they go to jail, and why they have higher crime rate. Because you're a piece of shit. You want women to do their job without you doing your job.
That is so unfactual in all the wrong places. If he actually studied things, he would actually know this,
and
but he
it's
doesn't.
Simple to me, because you call them bitches, that says all I need to know about you. And like you said, I don't want a wife. I just want a bunch of. You think you're a good man? You think you're productive to the community? You think you're helpful to the black community? You think you're empowering the black community with the attitude that you have? No. You're a continuation of the same thing you say holds you down. You're not a good pickup artist. You're not a good dater. You want to come in women and then bail. And that's why women don't with you. You're a piece of
all right. Are you done?
Good, loyal pussy.
Yeah.
Comes with strings attached.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right. That's
so
true.
you tell me why black men, they don't stay with their family. Why?
I don't know. Maybe we're weak, like you say.
And all I have to say to that is just, oh my gosh, okay. It is not because of the fathers, really. It's really primarily the woman. I'm not gonna hold you, because most of us in our community, because this guy clearly doesn't know our community. He sounds, I don't know, but he sounds Caucasian, you feel me? So I'm not sure if he is or isn't, but he sounds like it, and he hasn't done really much research on our community. So let me, elaborate for you, my brother. As you can clearly see, most of our brothers are being raised by their mothers and not their fathers. And why is that? It's because typically nowadays, women expect so much from a man that is so stressful and so ridiculous. This is one of the top things that the men end up leaving and going to go be with a better, funner chick, and ends up leaving with that chick. Or just cheating one time and goes back to the wife because he still loves her, but then she ends up figuring it out. And then she ends up leaving. Or in typical cases, she's just not fulfilling her duty. So therefore the man leaves. Men typically want to stay. And then on top of that, after that situation is done, what does the woman do after she gets custody of the son? The son, she tells the son to do everything right by a woman, do this and do this and do that. And then after that, he goes practice in high school, fail, be called a simp and everything else. And then go into his adulthood, trying to get a woman, and then the woman is still not respecting him. They're cheating on him and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, he's popping them in the head, and then he's popping himself. I just broke down typically what happens in relationships between men and women in our community. And it keeps on happening and freaking repeat. Now, there could be other reasons and other factors of why relationships end and marriages end, but that's typically what happens. And sometimes the woman ends the doggone relationship off of something stupid. Just because he's not providing enough money. Let's say that. But then still wants half of his cut after the divorce. So one, he wasn't making enough money, but you still want his money. That's one of the reasons why men typically nowadays don't want to get married. That's typical. Now, I will say this. He had a couple of good points. Men aren't out here willing to put in the work to even take care of a woman, but they expect submission. That is very true. I've seen Kevin Samuels talk to certain men that think that they should freaking get submission from a woman, but they're not even working a job. They're trying to run a business without working. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't work that way. Logically, it just won't work that way. I tried it that way one time. I wasn't expecting me to get no coochie from it, but I was trying to do the business without working. And bro, it was so hard to do the business. But now, since I'm, working and I'm doing said YouTube, it's easier for me to do this because now I can invest that money into my YouTube or into anything else that I want to do because I have the income to support it. Some men aren't that logical, and some men need to be told that because they weren't told that by their fathers. Their fathers did not only didn't have fathers to put them on game about women, they also didn't have their fathers to put them on game about money. And that's the reason why it's so crazy, because women nowadays see money as totally different. And as all the things that he was trying to grill on him to be about, he needs to be a better woman, and this and this and that and the third. Let's just understand this and get this very freaking doggone clear. There are men out there that can provide for a woman. It's just that they have such high standards that it doesn't even make any sense. And the reason why they have these said standards, and I'm not talking about height either, because I'm telling you right now, good looks and height can get you some coochie, but to keep that woman keep coming, shoo. It's gonna be a back and forth thing if you have height and good looks. It's just gonna be a back and forth thing. Like, she will go get married to a dude that can provide for her, but still go get some ding-a-ling from you. You'll never have a consistent woman in your life if you don't know how to get bread. Period. But then certain women will typically want more bread than they actually need. They want more than actually what they need. I seen one video, if you go to my previous video, this woman said, it's not the house that I want. Does it freaking matter what house it is? As long as you're being sheltered by and you have your family in that house and they're being taken care of, does it really doggone matter what house that you want? No, as long as you're good, appreciate it. And there's a lot of women nowadays that aren't appreciative. There's a lot of men that aren't appreciative as well. It's a give and take, bruh. It's a give and take. But there's a lot of women that aren't appreciative. They're on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and Snapchat. I wouldn't even say Snapchat like that, but they're on these social media apps so doggone much, seeing Lil Durk spoiling his girl. They don't even know the dynamics of their whole relationship. Like, they don't know Lil Durk and his girl, Royal. They don't know them, but they want that relationship. You don't even know what that relationship is. You don't know what that woman is doing for Lil Durk. You don't even know. But they want that relationship from a man and expect that relationship from a man. And expect that man to make that said money like Lil Durk. Come on now. I think her name was Enda. My bad. I called her Royal. But anyway, regardless, you can't put your own relationship and how you want your relationship off of a social media presence. That is insane. It's not realistic. There's a reason why you keep seeing the same celebrities over and over again, and every 3 to 5 years you see a new one. Because it's rare. But women see it so many times on their timeline, they're thinking that it's the norm, and it's not. And I know there's some women out there that knows it's not the norm, but they want it to be the norm so doggone bad. It never will be. Not every man you will date will be a boss. Every man can't be a boss, because who's gonna work the doggone jobs to keep those businesses running that these men are being bosses of? So typically, there's a lot of disconnect between men and women don't understand the value of family. Your children is what's gonna keep you wanting to keep going, not a freaking vacation in a Birkin bag. It's just not. And for men, typically we want to have multiple women and multiple children, but I don't believe no man should think even about having multiple women if he can't take care of certain women. Like, bro, how you gonna talk about having 3 girls in a rotation? You can't even take 1 girl on a date. That don't even make no doggone sense. So there is a big disconnect between men and women, and I believe every man should understand that. But don't come at me, or don't come at other brothers because they're trying to put them on game when your doggone reality is totally different from ours, somewhat different from ours, because you have some loyal women and some reasonable women that understand that they're not going to get that celebrity lifestyle. Black women, they're expecting their men to reach that celebrity lifestyle. They're expecting their men to reach that, and that's typically insane. It's hard for a man and a woman just to make $100K a year. Nobody really understands the grind like that. They think it just happens within 3 years. No, it does not. That is insane. But this is where we end up at. This is where we are. And definitely in my community. So now, I hope you're now very educated, my Caucasian brother, because I have respect towards all men. You know, every man has a different situation, definitely depending on their race and where they come from. But from where I come from in my community, there is a lot of dysfunction, a lot on men and women. I'm not discrediting men, but there's a lot of dysfunction on both, which I was elaborating throughout this whole doggone video. But the biggest reason to why we don't have family is because most women break the family. The men with the hardworking men. Because they're probably being more self-centered and worrying about what they want more than giving what their man wants. You know what I'm saying? That's typically what it's all about. So I hope this helped somebody that doesn't really understand what in tarnation is going on. And I hope we can go forward from this, you feel me? Because this is sad. And I hope we get better in the coming months. This your boy Lazarus. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.
Yeah. Yeah. Kingdom grind.